y'all, welcome back to another Halfway There Adventures video. Today we're out here on the Mako Pro Skiff 17 again. I thought I'd do an update and a 6-month review video on it. I did my first review. My camera skills weren't that great, so hopefully my editing and camera works a little better on this one, and I can portray really what this boat's about a little better. I've been able to use it for the last 6 months, kind of know the ins and outs, and tell you a few things I really like about it. I'm going to show some clips in this video of me fishing, throwing the cast net off the bow. Works great for that. Now, catching the fish is a different story. I think that's a fisherman thing, not necessarily the boat. You can't really hold the boat accountable for that, but everything else is going good on it. One other thing I really love is we got this 75 force Mercury 4-stroke. And it pushes the boat real well. I did some pics of the GPS and the tachometer, showing cruising speed and top speed. And actually this time I got a little faster than I've ever been before. It was just me and Brooklyn on the boat. I think it topped out at 37.1 is what I saw. We'll look back in the video, see what we came up with. And just cruising, I was pulling about 4,000 RPM, and we were at 27, 28 miles an hour, which is real comfortable on this boat, and it's good on gas at that speed. I just filled up the tank this morning. I got a 12-gallon tank out here. Brooklyn can show you. I think they come with a 6, and the previous owners got us a 12-gallon. But we took 2 trips out, and I didn't fill up either time from having a full tank. And I'll put the mileage down below in the video about how many miles we ran, but it only took 4 gallons to fill it back up. So I do like the fuel economy, because I've come from an old 2-stroke motor where it really we can really drink the gas. So that's a plus with the way fuel prices are. But we're going to go up there and show them. Remember, I had a video, if you haven't seen it yet, check it out, but we had a rod holder in the front hatch. That's for pulling the anchor out. That has really kind of been a game changer, not only for the anchor line if we want to anchor out, but I used it as a rod holder earlier too. Really cut bait out and stuck it in there. It works great for that. I got the 70-pound 24-volt Mako trolling motor. Pushes the boat real well. I'm really glad I went with the 70-pound and the 24-volt, because here we do get a lot of wind and current, and it can make a little tricky. You got to crank that thing up pretty good. But obviously we got front hatch. You can look in there at my other video. See, it's huge, all kinds of storage. And that very front hatch is also good, not only for the anchor, but put your cast net in. And in terms of new things we've added on the boat, we got these rod holders on the side, which are great. I got these still in here. It's easier just to slam them back in the console if you're actually actively fishing with them, but when you're transporting them, it's nice to be able to put them in the side rod holders and not have them stick up. We also got another big thing we added. I'm going to do a video on it, I haven't done it yet, but we got a raw water wash down. As you can see, just from fishing and throwing that cast net, our front deck is really dirty. But if I turn on my pump, my forward aerator and my pump, we got all kinds of pressure. If we get fish blood on here or whatever we got, get in here, rinse it off. That's definitely a nice addition we've made. And this little cubby here on the side of the console is really nice for hiding your hose and your sprayer. Camera girl Brooklyn over there may have just lost her balance. We don't know.
I was just.
It's yet to be determined. But,
I was went overboard, but no big
deal. Show them on here, Brooklyn. We got the stereo install. The stereo is great. We can't really show you on the video, I guess, because copyright reasons. If we were playing music, they probably red flag it. But I'm gonna do a little video on the install on that at some point. Show you guys how I set it up. These things come with a real blank canvas, so you can kind of customize them any way you want. And at the affordable price point, it gives you some money and room to do some additions. Another cool thing we got on here is the bimini top. I haven't pulled it down right now, but in the summer when it gets really hot, we'll definitely have that thing up to the shade. And we got our boat seats. I got another video on these you can look up, check out. are a good addition because this thing doesn't come with a lot of seating. As you can see, you got the cooler seat and you got the seat on the front of the bow. But you can pick up 2 of these at Walmart for 17 bucks a piece, and they'll clip in underneath here, and you can have a nice seat with a backrest for people that want to ride in the back. It's a nice little addition.
And they're also really easy to fold up and put right back.
Yeah, and then once you want to store them together, don't take up hardly any room on the boat. I don't know if you can see from the camera where she's at, but it's actually 2 trolling motor mounts on either side. I haven't finished making my actual stick-it poles to put down on there yet, but I'm going to be having to use it for a shallow water anchor for fishing the flats or whatever. And I was thinking also, you could use them as a rod holder because you're not using it as an anchor. It wouldn't take nothing to come back here and if you want to pick a live bait out back, it'd be easy enough just to stick a rod in there. This one is actually the size it's going to be, so you could also use it as a rod holder if you had to. It's the upgrade you might think about making. Other than that, like I said, the fishability on this thing's great. It's fun just to ride around in. We're down here in South Alabama, and we got all kinds of water to go check out. If we can get on the Intercoastal Waterway, we can go towards Florida, we can go out to Mobile Bay. Plenty of stuff to see. So
The Gulf of Mexico.
if you get brave enough to go to the Gulf of Mexico, this thing doesn't really handle them big waves too well. So I haven't been too brave to get out there yet, but if I get a calm enough day, we might check it out one time.
Yeah.
But we're probably gonna stop this video here. We'll probably pick it up. We'll get it on the trailer. I do have some trailer upgrades we made, and get it back to the house and add any other things I want to tell you guys about. So.
And maybe video cleaning it up.
Yep, we're gonna clean it up too. I'll do a little time lapse to get it clean and what she looks like when she's all shined up. So stay tuned. We'll be back in a second. Remember, work that thing with a little bit of wrist action. Just give it a little bump and try to. Your goal is to walk the dog, as they call it. Make that thing zigzag back. Oh, got one. Looky there, first bait of the day. That's a solid one too.
Yes.
Yes sir, yes sir. I told you we'd find some more in here, didn't I? Oh, geez, trying to get out of here.
Grab camera.
Put them in the live well. We're going to keep throwing for a bit.
I'll pick it up with the
That ain't even on for the bait though. What are we going to do with that thing?
Just let's put it in there.
Put it in there.
Can we eat?
If we get enough of them, yeah, but...
Okay. Can they cut me?
No. Gotta be careful with them.
Okay.
Alright, hold on, I'll give it a pass for a minute.
Okay.
Alright, y'all. We got a big old mullet out on Carolina rig, fishing it on the bottom. And it's got a small little LY I caught in the cast net. Gonna let it float on a popping cork over here. I really need to switch these rods, get them so they're not crossing each other. It's nice to get some live bait out, and I'll probably just throw some artificial stuff around while we wait. So stay tuned, we'll see how it plays out. Alright y'all, wait on my live baits. See if something's going to come up and eat them. I'm going to throw this top water around for a minute. This is a bomber lure called the Badonkadonk. It's got pretty good action on it. It came in one of the mystery tackle boxes. I think my brother got me for a gift for my birthday or Christmas last year. So looks pretty cool, and it's got a good rattle to it. We'll see if anything wants to get after it. I do like the action on it. If you can get it working right, works just as good as like one of those spooks or any other top water like that. All right, y'all, just hanging out. I still got that live mullet out there I threw out a little bit ago. Just kind of drifting. Ain't got no action on that yet, so I'm gonna try out another lure, just throw some artificial, see what we got. This is another bomber lure, little jerk bait. We'll see if there's any specks or anything hanging around. Might be interested in this. I'm using my wife's new rod. She'll probably be mad at me for using it. For Christmas, she said she wanted a new one, but she doesn't like some of the ones I use. They're 6.5 to 7 foot long. She says they're harder for her to handle, so I got this little 5.5 foot, I think, South Bend rod and reel for her. Maybe it's a little more comfortable, but it actually casts and reels pretty good. And I do like the action on this little lure I got for her.
Still got our mullet out back on Carolina rig, just seeing if something will pick it up, but I'm afraid it might get a little too big.
Yeah.
Pretty big mullet. So
Yeah.
if something comes to get it, it's going to be
Ginormous.
a big guy. All right, y'all, you saw we put it back on the trailer at the ramp, got back home, got her cleaned up. Just want to go over a couple other things I didn't mention when we were out on the water earlier. I heard a lot of people say that they don't like this front live well, doesn't work for them. And I don't usually use this one as much, but I've only had one time where I had a problem with it getting water to pump up here. I guess it gets airlocked, but I use this line coming here to the front more for my wash down. than I do actually for the live well, but it is kind of nice to have a bait well and a live well. Say you're fishing with live shrimp and then you catch some LIs or other bait fish you can put in the other and keep them separated. But I do like the fact it's there. Stepping back here, you can see I have added a little switch panel here due to the fact that I added my stereo. That's the on-off switch for the stereo, and then I got my switch for my lights, which we got all around here. I showed them in the last video. I got them around the console. I got some lights inside the front hatch. So if you're out night fishing in the dark, you gotta get in here, you can see what you're doing. Those actually come on with the navigation lights. Where does that switch at?
No. It's working, you just hardly could see it.
Yeah, it's so bright out here you can't really see this on, but it's on there. And I got one behind the back deck under here as well. It's on its own separate switch. I can switch on. And it lights up this cabin real good. We've only went night fishing on it once, but hopefully as the weather gets better, we'll do more this year.
We also have one for our
The other switch is for the
hose.
The pump for the hose. I can bring this camera down here and show you. I got my hose in a little bucket here, and that's my pump I use to pressurize it. It gets its feed from, I put a T in where the front live well fill comes. So I turn that pump on to get the water up to it. And then this other pump builds the pressure. So it's got good pressure coming out of my washdown hose. But I'm pretty happy with that. We still got the same Garmin Striker 4 chart plotter and GPS, which is okay. It's not the best thing. I'm not gonna recommend picking that up unless you're just on a budget, because it'd be nice to have something you could load some maps on.
And also it has like a huge thing, because water could get into it very easily, so every time we turn on it has like a huge rectangle.
Yeah, it seems like moisture has gotten between the screen and the LCD display. Don't really know what caused that, but looking to maybe upgrade that here shortly, and I think I might take that one and mount it on the bow so I can see what's going on depth-wise if we're marking any fish when I'm fishing off the bow with the trolling motor. Because it stinks having to run back here and check it if you're up there fishing.
And you're alone, but
if you got somebody else here, you can just have them call it out. Hey, it's 4 foot deep, fish marking, about 2 foot off the bottom. But if you're fishing solo, it kind of becomes a pain in the butt. But as you can see, I know I did another video on these, but if you didn't see that, we did add these other chairs. I went ahead and set them up for you so you can see what they're all about. So you can ride on the back deck and just have a couple more places for people to sit. Well, I can go ahead and sit on one of them so they can see what it's all about. See, they're pretty comfy, and one good thing about it is, so you got your cleat right there. You can almost hold on to it like a little handle. So you got something to grab onto.
And it's the safety with this side too.
Yeah, it's a good little upgrade. Cheap enough. I mean, you could just sit there with no backrest or nothing, but that just adds the comfort value. And I wanted to add some more rod holders, so I did add some on this cooler. I got one on either side.
You got
that I like to use
and then you have 3 back here
if I'm trolling or something. And I did add this other rack that's got 3 holders on the back.
And
I always keep my little bait net in there for sure, but it's got a place for my fish grips and my pliers, and keep my little bait knife down there. And there's room to add even more stuff, so I think that's kind of handy, and I like it because I don't mind drilling a couple of holes in the cooler, but I was trying to minimize the holes I drill in the hole in the boat as much as I can.
And also he has a little tote down here to store stuff, like for if we go tubing or
yeah, this seemed like a pretty good spot. I keep all my extra life jackets, my safety gear and stuff. This little, what is it, 12-gallon tote, 14-gallon tote?
Yeah. Fits
perfectly right underneath the deck on the opposite side of where the gas tank is.
And also it's good for keeping ropes for tubing and stuff, and safety equipment.
Yeah, we
and
got,
all kinds of sorts of things.
we showed you that front live well. We actually still got some mullet in this rear live well that I'm gonna probably cut up and keep for cut bait. We can take them out of the boat or take them.
I'm gonna show you how big this one is.
Take them out beach fishing. I know putting a mullet head out there from the beach, you got a good chance of picking up a bull red or something. So we'll give that a shot. But that thing never has a problem filling up, draining. Everything's good to go with that. I really like having that rear live
and
well.
also we have these two things so we could stop and we could just put a tube down so we don't move around that much, and also so we don't have to throw the anchor out all the time. And also it's good for flag holding and fishing rod holders.
Yeah, like she said, that's the shallow water anchor. I'm going to do a in-depth video on what I do for that here shortly. I know they make brackets that are specifically made for that, but these brackets I found were actually less expensive, and they seem like they would be sturdier to me. So stay tuned and keep subscribed on the video so you can see how that plays out when I finally get it all the way complete. But I think that's going to do it for the inside of the boat.
We go into the outside. Oh yeah, because we have to show what we installed.
All right, y'all, just stepping back, showing you a view from the outside, man. It's a real slick looking boat. That's what the 8-foot bimini top looks like on it. That's the one I chose to do. I think they recommend, if you go to some of the websites, a 6-foot for this boat, but I mean, I like the coverage of the 8-foot. It works good for me. It's a 73 to 78 is the width, and the height is 54 inches, and it fits this boat about perfectly. It's a great hole. I don't know if you guys are familiar with it, but the way this thing cuts through the water, it's got this, they call it inverted V pattern they got, I think. There's a special name for it, but man, for a little skiff, it actually cuts through the waves pretty good. But if you're getting one of these, one of your first upgrades, you're probably going to want to do is put you some bunks on the front and get rid of that hard roller that they come with.
Because it has damaged the boat right here.
Yeah, it's hard to see, but it actually, there is some stress cracks right there. And that's me being real careful trying to winch it up on the trailer. I'm not powering it on and ramming it on there. That's being easy with it, but I would definitely suggest getting you some bunks and also some guide-ons. I can't believe that these trailers don't come with these from the factory, because this thing is hard to load if you don't have those and you're at a place that's got any kind of current or wind trying to blow you around. Before I put them on, I had one day I struggled so bad I had to get in the water and keep it centered on that trailer while my wife pulled it out. If I was there solo, I don't think I would have got it on. I would have had to inch it out like a little bit at a time, keep coming back and straightening it out. So you're going to want to get some of these for sure. I got this kit, I think it was only like a little over $50 on eBay. And these seem have made loading the boat on the trailer way, way better.
And it also looks like it has came from the factory that way, because it looks like it came from the factory.
But obviously I was bragging on the old 75 Mercury earlier. She looks real slick on the back of the boat for sure. I mean, as far as I know, it's just a great motor at this point. Only one little issue that I get sometimes, and I took it before the factory warranty went out back to the shop, and they checked everything on it. It seems to me like shifting in and out of gear, I thought maybe the linkage was off or something, and it kind of seems like it clunks a little bit going into gear, but they said it's in adjustment, and that's normal for these motors. But the other thing is, at low RPMs, when it's under load, say you're trying to take off out of the hole and get on plane, I get like a rattling sound, and they say it's just the cowling rattling. But I mean, it's not a big deal. And actually, this trip I didn't really notice it as bad.
It didn't do it this trip.
It did it one little time when I was decelerating, getting ready to go in the idle zone. When I hit that certain band about 2,500 to 3,000, it kind of rattled for a second, and then it quieted up. But I mean, that's not a huge deal. But overall, I mean, the value of this boat is great. I think you guys, if you're looking into getting one or you got one, hopefully you enjoy it as much as we do. I mean, the fishability, just even if you don't fish, you just like to get out on the water. it's great for just running around, hopping from sandbar to beach to, you know, wherever you want to go. I hope this video kind of gave you some inspiration on adding some things to it if you already have one. I know I watched a bunch of videos when I first got it and got a bunch of inspiration for a lot of this stuff, so hopefully it helps y'all out. And I guess, like I said, stay tuned for more content. We're going to do more how-tos on this thing, and hopefully now the weather's getting better, we'll be able to catch some fish besides just catching some mullet in the cast net like we did today. But I think it's only going to get better from here. So thanks y'all for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Leave a comment if you got any questions, or if you could, please hit that subscribe button. It helps me out a lot. Thanks a lot. Halfway There Adventures.